dear father, Shri Raj Kapoor.
Mr. Randir Kapoor, the eldest son of Shri Raj Kapoor, is an actor, producer, and director in the Bollywood industry. After working as a child artist in Shri 420 and Do Ustad, Mr. Kapoor made his acting and direction debut with a leading role in the family drama Kal Aaj Aur Kal in 1971, which was the box office success. The blockbuster romantic drama Henna, directed by him in 19...
An actor, director, and producer who also debuted as a child artist in his father's film Mera Naam Joker, went on to win the Filmfare Best Actor Award for his first film, Bobby.
Mr. Rajiv Kapoor, sir, the youngest of the Kapoor brothers, is also an actor, producer, and director. Mr. Kapoor made his acting debut in Ek Jaan Hai Hum in 1983. He played the leading role in his father's last directorial venture, Ram Teri Ganga Maili, in 1985. Thank you, sir, for being with us today as we dedicate this trophy to Shri Raj Kapoor. Please, sir.
To moderate the session, we have here with us Mr. Shekhar Gupta, Chairman and Editor-in-Chief of The Print, and also the host of well-known talk show, Walk the Talk. He was awarded the Padma Bhushan in 2009 for his contribution to journalism. Thank you, sir, for taking your time from your busy schedule and for being with us to moderate this session. Over to you, sir.
So let's take the moderator stuff out, let's say enabler. So I enable a conversation among them and with me. Second, what am I doing here? I am the most unlikely person to be doing this. In fact, when people heard in my office that I was doing this, they laughed. They said, are you qualified to do this or you just do anything these days? So I said, second might be true because our politicians now behave like showmen, and showmen have become very professional. Let me try and get this. So, my knowledge of Hindi cinema is not so bad, except that I am the Benjamin Button equivalent of a cinema fan, because I missed a lot of the great movies when I was growing up in school. Partly it was a function of the fact I'm a child of the 60s. I was born in late 50s, so my childhood to teen years were Raj Kapoor's years. So I missed a lot of that because we were brought up in cities mostly that I had one cinema hall, and sometimes did not have even one cinema hall. So in 1962 to 65, we lived in a place which did not have one cinema hall, and that was the heyday of Raj Kapoor. And I remember going to Delhi to watch Sangam, because the great excitement was that Sangam mein do interval hai. So you get two helpings of papads those days. But I said I'm a Benjamin Button now because I'm now watching a lot of this stuff retrospectively, as and when I can watch it, and I marvel at the prescience of the cinema that was made there, and how contemporary a lot of it was. So that's why when I heard this, when Vinta called me, I said, all right, I'll give it a shot and I will try and read up something, but I didn't have to read up that much. You just have to think about Raj Kapoor and a lot comes to you. So we have these three gentlemen who need no introduction. You mostly come to listen to them. I leaked the paper a little bit to them. When I was whispering to them, I told them that I will ask each one of them to tell his favorite story about Raj Kapoor, but it should be different. It should not be a common story. We might ask them for a common story, but right now, each one tells us one story or one memory of Raj Kapoor. Aapse shuru karte.
Well, I would like to tell you how I started out in cinema. I was an assistant director and I was aspiring to become an actor and a director. And one fine day, my father comes to me that I have heard a very good story. I want you to hear it and I want you to direct the picture. And that was Kal Aaj Aur Kal in 1971. And he said that in this film, he would have my grandfather playing my grandfather, and he would play my father in the film, and I would play their son. To which I got very nervous, being my first film, and then to have my grandfather, the veteran, great veteran, Shri Prithviraj Kapoor, and Raj Kapoor in the same block with me working for the first time. And he said, yeah, why not? When you want to teach somebody how to swim, you just throw him in the water. If you're good, you'll survive. And if you don't survive, you never were meant to be in the films. So that's how I started out with him. And he was a great producer and a great actor, never interfered. And the first day I went to shoot with my grandfather and father in the same scene, my grandfather came and said, "Kya karna hai?" So I said, "You just walk towards the temple and come and sit down. Karke dikhao." That was the first time I'm making a film, the first time I'm directing a film, and the first time I'm acting in it. And in the same frame, I'm going to be with Raj Kapoor and Prithviraj Kapoor. And the great actors that they both were, and they were asking me to show them how to do it. He said, "Haan, karke batao." Because if you can't do that, then how will you become an actor and how will you become a director? Somebody might come and bully you and tell him, "No, this is how you should act." So you have got to convince me what I'm supposed to do. So I tried it out with great difficulty. And then my father came and he said, "Kya karna hai?" So the same thing was repeated, and I said, this is the thing, and you'll have to come and sit down here. Karke dikhao. And he said the same thing. But then I've realized now that what they told me then was very correct. It'll help me in my future films as an actor and as a director. And I never expected Raj Kapoor to be so obedient actor. He was the producer also of the film. and he was a great actor.
Did you get a chance to bully him?
Somewhat. But he was a very, very obedient actor, I must say. And so was my grandfather. So I've had the pleasure of directing Mr. Raj Kapoor twice. But they have not had he's not had the pleasure to direct me. Though he has had a pleasure to direct my two brothers.
I think so. So
that's how I started out.
Is that a regret with you?
Pardon me?
Is that a regret with you?
Oh yes, of course I regret that I didn't get to work with the great Raj Kapoor. But I had the honor to direct him twice.
Right. Rishi, your favorite story?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a bad sore throat, cough. It's in the air. I'm reminded of a story that is as inspiring as Dabu's. I had another story in my mind and I suddenly want to change it. This was...
because we leaked the paper.
No. I think the one which I'm going to tell you is a little more interesting because usme ek sabak hai. There's a lesson in it. You know, for any new actor to sing a song in his first film is a very big high. बहुत ऊंची चीज है एक आदमी को गाना गाना पड़ता है and the excitement level is so high that you're going to be played back. There's a song and you're going to be lip syncing that song. So this was in Bobby, and I was to sing that famous song "Main Shayar To Nahi." And it was the first day of the set. I came a little early. The chief assistant of my father was my schoolmate, Rahul Ravel, the director. So I got ready and came back on the set, and I said to Rahul, "Who's the choreographer?" Choreographer means in those days, they used to be called dance master. Who's the guy who's going to teach me and tell me how to do the song and how to sing it? Because obviously I've never sung one and I wanted to know who's going to do it. So I said, nobody's come and I don't see anybody. So I was a little insecure, and then when my father came on the sets, he said to me, "Chala aaja, one khade raho, lights, full lights, hui. Radhu sahab ne bola," he said, "You come from there, ye pehli line, isko hi karo." So I said to my father, we never called him father, daddy, papa and mama. I used to call him Saab ji. So I said, "Saab, wo dance master nahi hai." He got a little angry on me. He said, "Why dance master? Why do you need a dance master?" I said, "मैंने गाना कभी तो लाइफ में गाया नहीं, मैं तो पहली बार करने वाला हूँ." He said, "हाँ, तो ठीक है, तुम गाओ, खड़े रहो वहाँ and perform the song." I said, "Perform the song? I've never sung a song. How do you want me to do it? I can't do it." I was just, I've never got in an argument, with my father. I said, "I can't do it." He said, "No, you go and perform and show it to me." Said there was a lot of junior artists, everything, and I was scared and I was nervous and say not what am I. And then he told me, in front of everybody, after the shot, I gave the shot. That's why if you see this song now, I'm so stiff in it because I really don't know what I'm doing in it. It looks like a policeman, you know, giving signal for the traffic to go from here and there. I don't even know what to do with my hands. So he said to me, कि अगर मैं कोई dance master बुलाता, any choreographer I'd called, he would have done the same steps that he's been showing to those days, Sunil Dutt, Dharmender, Amitabh Bachchan, Shashi Kapoor, Shami Kapoor. You would learn the same thing and you'll do the same thing. Then public would see the film and say, अरे यार ये तो धर्मेंद्र की, सुनील दत्त की, नरेंद्र कुमार की, शशि कपूर की, शमी कपूर की नकल कर रहा है. He said, तुम अपनी छाप बनाओ, अपनी identity ढूंढो और बनाओ. Then will you do it. Like Dabu said, he was thrown in the dead end of the water, so was I. He threw us in the way and find your thing what you do it. And that was my biggest learning curve in my life. The first song I ever did, I did it on my own. And it stayed with me all through. So I think it's, I must say this. I've put this in my book also, but I think this is a good experience for me.
But well, if I remember that song, I mean, all of us have seen Bobby multiple times, and we see now songs all the time because you can just, at the flick of a button, can watch a song. Truth to tell, you're being stiff in that and looking like this is actually quite fitting because you are just a teenager singing a song.
Well,
And
probably that's what the director
occasion.
wanted. That's what the director perhaps wanted. He didn't want anything that, you know, looked like he's well rehearsed, he's a well, you know.
If it looked choreographed, it would not look so natural.
Exactly, that's what I meant. I mean, I didn't realize it then, I realize it now. And they would have said that I'm copying those actors. So he said, no, you do it yourself, you find your identity, तुम अपनी छाप बनाओ, and that actually stayed with me.
I think copy करना भी होता तो शमी कपूर को करते, थोड़ा फिर action भी होता.
वो उनकी खुद की छाप ऐसी अलग छाप है,
हाँ.
वो भी कोई कर नहीं सकता.
बिल्कुल. राजीव आप बताइए.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Shekhar ji. I've always seen you in this beautiful show called Walk the Talk. बड़ा मजा आ रहा है to sit the talk with you. You know, I've had some wonderful experiences with my father, and it's very difficult to speak all, but I'll definitely say that I was an assistant director to Rahul Ravel when my father picked me up and took me in Prem Rog when Rishi ji was the hero in the picture. और हम shooting कर रहे थे and in Mysore, and I was an apprentice, and my father said, "How you now join me?" So for me, it was something that I could not ask for, that I became Raj Kapoor's assistant, besides being his son. Of course, was पूरे film के दौरान learned all the ropes of filmmaking with him. Everything possible. He was a very strict taskmaster. Never treated me like a son on the set. Always treated me like an assistant. और हर चीज़ एक responsibility सीखने के लिए in all the departments. During the making of the film, I had one ambition. I said, yeah, I wish I ever get a chance to work with him as an actor. तो film खत्म हुई, and I got an offer for a film which I did Ek Jane Hum with outside production. So I went to my father. I said, "Papa, मुझे ऐसा है." He said, "करो, go, jump on the wagon yourself, do it yourself. Why do you need a Raj Kapoor to direct you?" So मैं थोड़ा सा, I said, "Okay, sir." I went. I started my career as an actor. Just after a couple of months, during the making of Ek Jane Hum, my father called me, and he asked me, he says, "तुम्हारी डेटें कैसी हैं?" तो मैं थोड़ा घबरा गया था कि क्या पूछ रहे हैं. And he said, "I'm taking in my film Ram Teri Ganga Meli." I hit the ceiling. I couldn't ever have asked for anything better than that my father, yes, Raj Kapoor, and Raj Kapoor, the filmmaker, is taking me in his picture as an actor. And all my dreams came true. The film we started. And like Rishi ji said also, you know, he was, कि हर चीज़ खुद करके बताओ. Be your own individual self. एक बड़ी छाप लगी थी, because I do look like my uncle, Shami, and Shami ji, and of course in this film, he made me he saw to it that I did everything on my own, which I could have had make an impression of my own and look as Rajiv Kapoor and not Shami Kapoor or a copy of Shami Kapoor. And during the film, of course, मैं hero था picture का. I realized how he treated me when I was an assistant, and how he treated me when I was a hero in the picture. The kind of respect he would give an artist. He made me feel like an artist. He made me feel that I must do my job responsibly and well. And of course, besides that, I was like an assistant in the picture myself. I was like an assistant production, I was like an assistant director, running around all. And he gave me all the responsibilities to even go into the editing room and edit the film, which he would later come and see and overlook. So these are something, you know, some beautiful moments that I had an opportunity with him. And I'm grateful to God. And I'm grateful to him.
So a film like Ram Teri Ganga Maili was ahead of its times. Today it will be difficult to make that film.
Sir,
When Ganga is being deified, I mean, given the Padmavati experience, to have a heroine being molested by a panda would be tough these days.
yes, these days it's difficult to make a film itself.
Yes.
We have got to listen to what they want. Yes, but what you're saying is the fact, but देखने जाओ तो गंगा अभी भी तो मैली है.
उससे ज़्यादा ही मैली है.
30 साल के बाद कौन सा उसको साफ कर दिया?
उससे ज़्यादा ही मैली है.
खैर, बिल्कुल सही बात. अभी अगर उस तरीके से फिल्म बनाना जाएंगे तो फिर बहुत ही अलग-अलग किस्म की इश्यूज पैदा हो जाएंगी.
जी हाँ. तो एक जो राज कपूर ने जो फिल्में बनाई, मेरा नाम जोकर तक मैं कहूँगा, ये सब फिल्मों में कुछ पॉलिटिक्स थी, सोशली रेलेवेंट उस टाइम, थोड़ी लेफ्ट ऑफ सेंटर. उससे हमारे जैसे लोगों को भी बहुत फ़ायदा हुआ कि हम रिपोर्टर थे, वॉर्स कवर करने जाते थे. सोवियत यूनियन वी वेंट टू कवर द फॉल ऑफ द बर्लिन वॉल एंड द कोलैप्स ऑफ सोवियत यूनियन. You just had to sing Avara Hoon to somebody and they'll do the job for you. I went to cover the Tiananmen Square massacre and no communication was allowed to reporters. But we had to send our stories by fax. So in the basement of the hotel, the staff said that we'll send anything for you, break the rules in communist sort of system, but you have to non-stop sing Avara Hoon for us. When Egypt, you were late for a flight, you could sing some line from Raj Kapoor. So Raj Kapoor created with his cinema this incredible connect in the socialist world. The entire Soviet bloc, a lot of the Middle East. How did you people ever reflect on this, or is it something that just happened by the way? Or was that also on his mind and that came up in your conversations at home?
I don't think this was planned. Because Raj Kapoor never sold the picture for China. China never bought any films. Behind the Iron Curtain, they took the picture from Russia.
Right.
And then they made an internet and they released the picture with 2,000 prints in China, which nobody knew because there is the Iron Curtain there. Then one day, Bajpayee Saab came here and sent word to my dad, कि यार तुम तो बहुत popular हो China में भी. And as you can see our size, we all love food and we love Chinese food.
Right.
And so we got this from Raj Kapoor Saab. He loved his Chinese food very much. So one day he called me from the studio and he called my mother also from up and she said, I have got an invite from China that I'm a very popular man in China and my films are very popular there and we are all going to China. They have invited us as state guests. And he was very excited and we got very excited and while we were making arrangements, 2 days later he calls me and says, नहीं यार मैं सोचता हूँ China नहीं जाएंगे. I said, why? You were so excited and so were all of us. He said, nahi yaar, they're in love with Raj Kapoor of Avara and Shri 420 and all. And look at my size now. I don't look like that anymore. Russia has been seeing me every year, over the years, in various sizes. So they accept me as now also. But I don't want to disappoint all my fans and all those lovely people and break their image. I'm not the Raj Kapoor what they think I am. So I wanted to just let that be. That was the actor in him speaking.
So he did not go?
He did not go. And all his life he had never been to China.
I see.
But as you have been there yourself, I have been to China several times after that. But he is still very, very popular. And his films are very popular.
Extremely popular.
Extremely popular, and their Hindi films are now, I hear Dangal has done 10,000 crores there and things of this kind. And all films have started going there. But he was a pioneer who took these films there, And he was very popular. And the man in him, the actor in him, did not want to break the image. So he did not go.
That's an incredible story. There was, however, social relevance in the movies. Jaagte Raho, story of a servant accused of thieving. That's a story that happens all the time in India now.
He made all socially relevant films. He never made an action film.
Exactly.
He made a dacoit film which had 11 songs and 10 dances.
Right.
And not a single fight.
Right.
Not a single slap in the picture.
I think he and Devanand were two actors in that period who, if at all there was a fight, got beaten up. but never beat the other guy. Rishi, you saw politics in that cinema, and did you think that, say, Mera Naam Joker onwards, Mera Naam Joker also in a way there was some political relevance. That is the time India signed its treaty of friendship with the Soviet Union. Indo-Soviet relations reached at their very peak. And there was a Soviet element in the film. Do you think after that, political element declined in your father's movies? Particularly as he stopped acting.
I don't think he intentionally made any statement in his film wanting to do it, but he liked the story and he would make the story. His importance was always on the story. And I remember my father telling me once, long back, he said, you see, when my grandfather started off, there was a time when actors were employed by the company. So they got a stipend from the company. 250 rupees milta tha, picture hit or flop or they don't care. You get 250 rupees a month, you got to keep working. Then came my father's time when he broke off the system, and then he started working independently. In those days, Papa told me once that India just got its independence. And there were very many stories to say. You know, the youth was very confused. They didn't know what, how, where they are going. So that's why Shantaram ji, Mehboob Saab, Guru Dutt ji, my father Khaja Ahmad Abbas, a lot of writers, Balraj Sahni, they thought of new ideas and they made those kind of films. वो वक्त की जो फिल्में बनी हैं, आज वो फिल्म नहीं बन सकती. You can't make a 2 Bighas Zameen now. You know, there's certain films that do not suit in this time today. But those days, the films had a voice that should have been heard and was heard.
जिस देश में गंगा बहती है, because that was the dacoit
That was early 60s, yeah. Till
history.
that point of time, yes. And that really happened.
It really happened.
Narayan,
Yes, absolutely.
Jayaprakash
They came
Narayan
and
had the
surrendered.
dacoits giving up their arms.
In fact, many became MPs and,
Yes, very true.
I mean, actual dacoits.
So that was that. I'm reminded also of an incident. You know, this June is going to be 30 years since my father passed away. And I was last
In
year.
the microphone, in the microphone.
Yes, I don't think they won't be missing that.
No, it has to be recorded.
Oh, okay.
They can hear you. It's a small hall, but
30 years in June will be 30 years since Papa's gone. And I was in Georgia, it was 6-7 months back, and I was in Tbilisi. And Dabu and myself have been in Tashkent, that was Uzbekistan. And even now, in today's generation have exposure in the sense to, they can see Shah Rukh Khan and Ida Khan's film, they can see Kareena Kapoor, Karishma Kapoor, Ranbir Kapoor, they are grandchildren of Raj Kapoor. They are grandchildren. Oh, they see all the films, and why the youth still reacts on Raj Kapoor's films, we do not know. I've often asked their, the people, okay, why do they still like, because all the CDs, they still love to hear the songs, they love, and plus they have old attachments that my grandfather and my grandmother, used to sing, and he knew, and there are photographs. So Raj Kapoor is still alive in today's audience, which is amazing. I'm going to Armenia, to Yerevan on the 1st, and so is the case there. They want to do a Raj Kapoor show with his music and his films and everything, because still he is popular in today's generation, which has no answers. I have no idea.
that's incredible. Do you have an answer to that? That how does this transfer generation to generation to generation?
That's a mystery, really. I mean, we have often wondered and debated on this, that even the now generation identifies with Russia, in Russia with Raj Kapoor.
Absolutely.
Maybe not so much in Moscow, not so much in Russia.
In the
but
interior of the
I'll
then
say
Soviet
Uzbekistan,
And also definitely
Armenia.
Central Asian republics
Yes,
and
yes.
outlying republics.
See, now Moscow has become very westernized.
Right.
Moscow is a little
Yeah.
America now.
So I
Right.
don't think we need to rev up our films there. We need somebody to spend a lot of money and promote their films, and then we can start the same kind of business in Russia. What it used to be.
It used to be. Rajiv, you were saying
See,
something.
yeah, that's true. Maybe not Moscow, but you see, when the Soviet Union disintegrated and became into different states and different countries, so he still, even today, for instance, like when you meet people from all the different countries, which have become independent countries now, they still love Raj Kapoor. They still talk about it, whether being not only particularly in the same country, but if you meet certain people who are overseas and they come to know that you're an Indian, especially when they come to know that you are a Kapoor, the first thing they talk to you is about Raj Kapoor, whether it be America, whether it be England, whether it be India. So, like Randir said, it's a mystery. But the impact that he had created in all his movies in his younger days still carried on in there, because those families also have a lot of values which are as good as our Indian values. That's why they still respect it. And they respect him. And he especially, because he made those kind of films, he went into their hearts. And they will never come out.
So we are not keeping question time for later. That usually is what you see on TV debates. That you say that I'll have audience questions. Then out of the 45 minutes, anchor takes 44 and a half. And then he says, I have time left only for one question. So this is not like that. Please feel free to raise your hand at any point and come in the conversation. At some point, be warned, I may ask one of you to come and join the conversation. So does each one of you have a favorite of your father's movies? Movies in which you acted are disqualified.
Whatever. Mera Naam Joker.
Mera Naam Joker. Yes. And why?
That film speaks his heart, philosophy of life, fabulous music, fabulous meaning of everything, the characters, his character, the three different parts. It speaks life, which is relevant even today, and at least relevant to my heart. And I'm sure to all of you, a lot of people here, I'm quite positive.
Randir?
I would consider amongst the Raj Kapoor's best would be Awara and Shri 420. It's very close to my heart. Though he has made lots of good films like
And
Jaakte
the reason being?
They had a lot of satirical comment to make. Like 420 had, Awara had. And it had great music also, great acting. That I don't think they can be made again, those kind of films. They will never be made again.
Rishi?
I used to weep a lot when I used to see Jaagte Raho. And originally Jaagte Raho was offered to Satyajit Ray to direct.
Oh, I see.
And he wasn't available. That's why the whole Bengali crew was in the film, and Dada was supposed to direct it. I don't know how many of you know that Rabindranath Tagore, the great Rabindranath Tagore, was the director. He's directed a film.
He was?
He has directed a film.
I see.
He has directed a film when he was in Calcutta. My grandfather just arrived in Kolkata. This year was 1928-29. And New Theatre, they had this very famous play on called Sita, in which my grandfather and Lady Durga Koteji was playing Sita and he was playing Ram. And Rabindranath Tagore told New Theatre that you must take that Pathan boy and that Durga Kote and make that film. They had seen a string of flops, New Theatre. They had 7 or 8 flops, but it didn't happen. So what they did that they connected with my grandfather and Durga ji, but they had to refuse it because they were under a contract. So he had to make another film. That also didn't do well. And then after that, he made Sita, and that was the journey, the start of my grandfather's career, which was a huge success, a film called Sita. So my grandfather just missed being directed by Rabindranath Tagore ji.
And your father just got missed, to use your language, having a film directed by Ray, Satyajit Ray.
Yes,
Or having
he
himself
was very
directed by
friendly with him,
Satyajit
and
Ray.
he was, and He was to direct Jaagte Raho.
So is that your favorite?
Yes, I don't know why. As a child, I wept a lot. You know, seeing it was a very emotional film, I felt. And then exposed today's world. I think it's a very relevant film in today's times. Of course, now it may seem a little archaic and outdated.
But the story is still the same. The rich still steal and get away with it.
Yeah,
The poor go to jail.
The society, you're seeing the whole of life, the whole status of society. So I think it's a very relevant film. And I empathize with that film. And I like the film, and I always sit down whenever the film is on. I could even see Jis Desh Mein Ganga Behti also. So I guess. But
So do you people think, I mean, I'm asking all three of you, that a film like Mera Naam Joker, would you consider making it again, I mean, the same film, but reducing it to one show size, like 2.5 hours, instead of 2 intervals?
I don't.
I mean, it'll be tough today to sustain an audience through a whole working day or through a whole weekend
See,
day.
audiences were different at that
But
time.
will you do it again? Why do you deny that to today's audiences? Why not make a 2-hour version, 2.5-hour version?
No, but
of
today
Joker?
also, like you'll be surprised to know, my father was very disappointed or disheartened rather, that Mera Naam Joker didn't fare the way he wanted it to. But you'll be surprised, I don't know why, that today Mera Naam Joker is the biggest profit point in my organization. It's a very successful film amongst all the old films.
I see.
because he brought down the length to 3 hours.